take it to the next level. So let's go ahead and get started. Start the recording. So what we like to do, hey,
recording in progress.
Welcome everybody to our role play. So what we do here is, you do all the training, you listen to what to say, you listen and you go out in the field. But before you go out of the field, you need a place to practice. So this is a safe place for you to practice where you're really going to get that, that reflection that you need to take whatever you're doing to the next level and make sure that you fine tune it before you go out there. And, it's only one time to make a first impression, and we definitely don't want to blow it on the first time, right? So we want to practice here so that when you take it out to the field, it's all polished, right? As much as it can be. And so here, how we like to start it out is in GCU, if you're able to be into the business lounge, right? There's the qualifications. Go ahead and talk to your, talk to your senior business partner who brought you into the company and ask them how you get to be a part of the business VIP lounge. In there, you're going to see videos that Miss Omi puts in every single morning on GCU rally calls. And in that call, they actually do what we're doing right now, which is role play and practicing their scripts, practicing their greeting, practicing cold calling, whatever it is that they're doing in their business. This is they're going to show you how to do it, right? Because there's a technique to doing everything. And so what we want to do now is start off our by acknowledgement grill. So our acknowledgement grill means that whatever objections you have, you just have to agree, right? And the reason why that is the first thing that you do to anybody's objections. And so it's very important that you learn how to agree with everyone. Not that you're on not that you feel the same way, but that you agree, because what that does is that sets the that sets the relationship, or that sets the conversation and puts the person at ease, right? Because a lot of times when you're walking into people, they're confrontational. So the first thing you want to do is always agree. So for instance, I'm going to give you an example because there's a lot of people that are on here for the first time. So for instance, somebody says, hey, I'm busy. First, it's always agree. Of course you're busy, right? So that's one thing. Or I understand, or I feel the same way, right? Those are different types of things that you can say to agree. So we want to just pick somebody out today. And who wants to start our agreement drill today? All right, I see Miss Laura Johnson's hands up.
Absolutely. Ready to go.
All right, so go ahead and give us your best shot, and we're going to agree. Remember, the point is to agree. Doesn't matter what she's saying. She could say the craziest things, but you have to agree. You have to learn how to agree. Okay. Go ahead, Miss Laura.
Solar costs absolutely too much money.
I hear what you're saying.
I understand. Everybody can get off of mute now. You can actually get off of mute and just answer.
I don't think my husband would like it.
Absolutely. Of course.
Absolutely.
I'm really just too busy to take a look at this.
I understand.
Yeah, everybody.
You're busy. That's the reason why I'm talking to you.
Let's see. What else can I say? I'm out of objections.
I can see why you'd say that.
Oh, wow. I can see
like
why.
that,
Yeah, there you go. Great job, Dale. Because you're next. She's got objections. I know you have some objections.
And I've been working all day. I'm tired as I don't know what.
I hear what you're saying.
I definitely understand that.
I agree.
Well, man, is this some kind of pyramid scheme?
I can see why
you would say that.
Why you say that?
So look, I'm fixing to go eat some boudin, and I don't have time for this.
Of course, get it. When's a better time?
Well, I'm a busy guy, so I try to get my schedule full, and it's full, so I don't have no time for you.
Totally
I
understand.
got it.
Totally
Of course
Got
you're
it.
understand.
busy.
Got
That's
it.
why we need to help you get some stuff off your plate.
My wife refuses me to spend a dime without her being here. So, and she ain't here. She's up in Alaska. So when she gets back, you can call me back.
Of course, you can see.
Absolutely. I'll
You want to
definitely
be
give
Before
you
you
a
get
ring
on
when she gets
Zoom.
back.
Yeah,
I'm
I
going.
love that. See the person who said on Zoom, that's good stuff.
Thank you.
I'm going fishing.
Well, if
Hey,
she's
Hey,
you
can
can
you take
you
you
can
with
Zoom
you?
on your
take
phone.
me with
That's
you.
great.
You don't have your phone. I love it, man. That's a good one, Angel.
So
I
yeah,
love that.
so we have a lot of fun here. Okay, so but it's the truth because when you're talking to your prospect, you want to have fun. You want to break that barrier. You don't want it to be just so serious, right, all the time, right? So you do want to have that interchangeable and make them laugh because like that's how you put them at ease, right? The first thing is always putting them at ease because we always have our guard up. We always walk around with the guard up, a wall up, right? And so that's how you put them at ease. Say something funny, especially when they're attacking you.
Yeah.
They can't really attack a person that's just gonna make them laugh the whole time, right? Like, of course you're busy, right? Like, no worries, we can Zoom her from Alaska, right? I mean, they just can't stop you, right? And because they just can't get to you. And that's the main thing of putting the customer at ease is because sooner or later, if you keep on doing that, they're gonna have to give up. And just say, all right, just get it out so I can be on my way, right? And you win either way. Does it matter? No, right? It's the result that matters. But we love having that agreement drill, but that is the first step to putting people at ease. Always, always agree. Whether you believe in what they're saying or not, it's not about the agreement. It's not about you being on, agreeing to what they're saying. You're agreeing to understand why they would say that, right? So that way they feel like you are in their corner, right? So that's always the first step in that. So what we're gonna do is role play. So does anybody have, this is a safe place, so anybody have any things that they're working on, either, greetings, calls, or anything that they're working on right now that they want to fine tune for today?
So,
Actually, I
so I have a guy that I met. See, I go to Home Depot every Sunday now. That's like my regular routine,
Okay.
and it's been very effective. Got a lot of things in the pipeline. But I met this one guy. He was, I'm Moto. I'm this, I'm that. I don't need anybody. You know. And initially, I walked away, and I was like, okay, I just was like, I was like, you win, bro. I'm not even gonna challenge you, because he was being very like serious, like, what? I don't need you. I was like, okay, whatever. And I walked away, and I got in the car, and I almost started the car up, and I said to myself, I'm Victor Bushfry. You don't say no. That's not gonna work for me. So I got out the car, and I walked over to him, and I said, hey, Mister, I got everything. I said, do you have solar? And he stopped what he was doing, and he says, take my number and call me later. So after I text him later on, he apologized, for his behavior. But, it just goes to show me that, sometimes you just gotta suck it up and go knocking on the door again, or, you know, get their attention. Like, first of all, who he was probably thinking to himself, like, who is this guy think he is, you know? But I guess my main question is now that I have him, I can tell he's one of those people that's hard to nail down to have a conversation with. We've only had one conversation. How can I how can I keep this going where we get to the bottom line? Because I can tell that if I don't nail it soon, I'm going to lose contact with him because he's always on the move.
Okay, perfect. Love that. So let's go. So first of all, congratulations, right? Because you just showed how the agreement drill actually works. You went and you agreed with him and said, "Yeah, you got it all right." And then you hit him with, "Do you have solar?" And he didn't. If he's a Mr. I got it all, but he doesn't have solar, that's where you got him, right? So the agreement is just the agreement is just the first part of it, right? The second, the second part is actually listening to what he's saying, which he says he got it all. You listen to him and he says he got it all. So now you asked him a question to really to really make him think, do you really have it all? So do you have solar? Which he didn't, right? And that's the reason why he said, get my number and give me a call. So once you said you only talked to him that one time, you
No,
talked to him?
I've had one follow up with him. Like I say, he's real macho, So I called him up and I said, "Hey, Mr. Everything, I'm calling you. You need to give me a call back today, man. I'm busy too. Listen, Mr. Everything, come on, give me a call." So he called me back, and it was funny because I made it fun because I was serious, but at the same time, I was just trying to remind him how we met so we could have a down to earth conversation. And basically his bottom line is like he wanted to know like where the materials are. Like how am I going to get the job done and I don't even know where they got the panels and the batteries stored at. I'm like, I don't know that part, sir. I don't move parts in labor. This is what I do. So that's where I'm at with him. And then I sent him a screenshot of all the installs we've done in the DMV area that I got a picture from Hans. He showed me gave me a demographics of all the installs we've done in the area. So I sent him a picture of that to kind of reassure him that we're getting the job done.
Okay, great. Okay, so what I would do is, when you called him back, and you got the rapport going again. He remembers who you are, and now you're on to, hey, but the reason for my call, right? You always want to let people know what the reason for the call is, right? And when people start asking you questions, remember, if you are leading the call, you're the one asking questions, right? So if he's asking you questions, meaning he's leading the call, and you never want that to happen. So you have to have a set of questions that you already want to ask your prospect, your client.
Okay.
Right. So before you even make the call, have those questions written down. You're on the phone. They have no idea you have stuff written down. They have no idea. You can have a bunch of cards and exactly what to say for every single objection. Just pull it out. They would never know. Right.
Correct.
So have all your, what I would call your ammunition, right? Going to war, you got to have all your tools in front of you and ready for it, right?
Absolutely.
And so go to the call being prepared. So being prepared means, what are the 4 questions that you need to qualify this person in order to get them on a call, right? Number 1, I stay away from answering any questions that's related to solar, right? Because that's where you make it a priority for this gentleman to hop on a call. Because if he's asking you these questions, he's actually, the more a client is asking the questions, the more they're looking for a way out, right? So you have to pique their interest enough for them to get on a call with the mentor. So don't think about it as a sale. Your objective is to get them on a call with a mentor. It's not a sale. You're not there to sell solar. You're not there to sell alkaline. You're not there to sell anything. You're there to book an appointment.
No, so with this
That's your
particular
appointment.
gentleman, I'm actually he's a roofer, so I'm trying to bring him on as a partner.
Yeah, no. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
okay,
but I know what you mean. Right.
So okay, you're trying to give them the business, not about the solar. Okay,
Right.
got it.
Right.
Okay. I thought it was for a sale. Okay, sure, no worries. So if it's a business partner, what I would suggest you doing is have you sent him the video?
Yes.
Okay, so you sent him, which video did you send him?
I sent him the real estate one where I told him to, put himself in place of the realtor. Same concept, and they would, to because I can tell he's not going to want to be a builder. He's just want to want to feed leads, and later on he might see the bigger picture and become a builder. But I kind of see that his mentality is just going to be passing the ball so we can continue to service the customer.
Okay,
So
no worries about that.
right.
So what you want to do is, okay, I have I guess you could say, I can't even say Rolodex. It's so outdated now. I have some videos that I rotate, right? So
Okay.
I rotate between different videos. So there's a realtor one that Mr. Bean did for um the Colorado team, right?
Okay.
There's a one that I use. So from Mr. Bean. If you don't have it, it should be in the Telegram group. Go look at in the Telegram group for it.
Okay.
Then those are for realtors. Then I have one that is for that I send to everyone else, which is the one that Mr. Bean just touched base this last Saturday on boot camp. That's the launch call that we did for Bree and Eddie, and I believe she put that in in the the groups as well.
Okay.
So those are the two videos that I use. One's for realtors, but they're both Mr. Bean. One is for realtors and one is for a launch call, right? Because that's one's for everyone. Doesn't matter who, it's catered to everybody, right? The launch calls are catered to everyone. So you want to use those two. Now there's a Solar Pro one, but it's really outdated that I use, and that's the one that Mr. JC Rangel did for a very long time ago. And I'll send that one to the Solar Pros because it breaks down the red lines and stuff, right? So Solar Pros want to know about the red lines and all of that stuff. But
Right.
everybody else, they really don't need all that jargon because they won't understand it, right? So that I use Mr. Beans because Mr. Beans is very simple, it's very stated to the fact, and it hits all the points that's needed for any business owner, right? Just
Okay.
anybody who does business in general. So that's why I use Mr. Beans, right? On that. And so I would send him that because the realtors, unless you're a realtor and you're not gonna it's really just speaking to realtors. So a lot of people will just like, well, I'm not a realtor. And if the one thing is connection, if they don't connect to it, they're not gonna listen to it. It's a 40-minute long video. If they don't connect, they're zoned out. They probably watch like 10 minutes and gone, right?
Gotcha.
So you
Mhm.
want to send them something that will connect, right? And then once he watches that video, say, I would, if I would were you, I would say, hey, let me go ahead and share this video. This is more of a more in-depth video, and it's going to show you how the compensation plan and how you get paid. So let me know when you're done watching this, and we can hop on a call,
Okay.
right?
Okay. I'm gonna try to find it. I'm in the Telegram group now.
Yeah, and I think Sabrina, can you put it into the chat here if you have it on hand, if you don't mind?
Which one?
The one your launch, you and Eddie's
Sure,
launch.
I can put it on.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. And so now you can send that to him and then start the process over. But once he watches that, the first thing you always want to ask is, what did you like most about what you saw?
Mhm.
Because once you ask that question, you can now expand on what he likes, right? Because these questions that you're asking people, remember when you're forming your questions and you're forming questions to ask people, you want to form questions to basically ask them to where you may know the answer, but they need to say the answer. Because what happens when you say something, you own it. If you tell somebody information, they're listening to you, but they don't own that information. But the minute, right, the minute they say, they answer it, well, I love the compensation plan. I love how I can do this. I love, they own it. They are selling themselves. And that's how you want the conversation. You want the conversation where the customer does all the selling to themselves, and you're just walking them to sell themselves through the whole time. And then at the end, all they can say is, dang, I'm sold. You're good. And I'm like, the whole time you're just selling yourself. I'm just asking the right questions to lead you to the right answer for you. Does that make sense? And so when you do that, the person who's asking the questions, you can lead a person to sell just by asking questions. Because they own it. Once they say something, they own it. So that's why that question is huge, because you want them to say what they like about it, because they're selling themselves. Oh, I like the compensation plan. I love the residuals. See, they're selling themselves. You're not even in it. But that's the magic, right? The
Right.
magic is when they sell themselves, not you.
Right.
Because now they can take ownership of their decision. And that's what you want. We're walking people to take ownership of a decision, right? We're not selling. And when
Gotcha.
you turn your conversations into that, you're going to see a lot more closes. You're going to see a lot more people that are going to be ready to start with you and making that decision and owning their part in it.
Yep.
And it's going to be fun.
Oh, I had so much.
You're going to get excited with them, right? Because
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
excited.
I've had
Mhm.
so much fun in the last week just going to Home Depot because, it's like I don't even care if I've hit an objective at all. It's just, to me, it's kind of funny because I'm like, oh, I'm waiting to hear one I haven't heard before. That's what I'm waiting on.
Hey, see, then that's the great thing is like when you do this stuff and you have fun, you're gonna do it again, right? So when you're having fun, you're gonna do it again. And when you have fun and you're meeting people and they're like, this is all you do, like you just talk to people and you just have fun and network and that's how you do business together. Like, yeah, why are we complicating things,
Right.
right?
Right.
Simplify. It can be a fun business if you make it fun, right? So great
Absolutely.
job. Anybody else? Anybody want to role play something that's happened?
I had less of like a role play scenario, more of a question about networking for you.
Sure.
So I found that when I'm networking, I'm getting a lot of affiliates, but I'm not getting a lot of builders. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the networking events and then setting one-on-one times with them, and then I'm doing like a mini build presentation as like my portion of the one-on-one.
I love you, Sarah. I have a surprise for you. So in the last 30, well, almost there, right? In the last 20 minutes of this, I will answer that question for you. Right?
Okay.
Because I had a surprise for everybody that showed up today. And your question is what I'm going to share with everyone, how to maximize networking events. So,
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I'll just mute then.
yeah. And
Yay, Sarah.
and she already knows, right? And so I appreciate you listening to the call, my training from last time, and when you were talking about that, I got the idea. What's the next step after that, right? So I put together something for those who are going out networking, what the next steps are. So that's what I will be talking about in the last 20 minutes of our time today. So
Okay.
hold that
Thank
thought.
I
All
will.
right. Anybody else? Can we have help in the meantime?
Yeah, this is
Let's.
Laura.
Okay, Laura.
So, I have targeted, I know that's not a good word, but anyway, I've targeted this realtor. He's actually a broker. He has an office in the plaza that's next to my traditional business.
Mhm.
And so I want to go talk to him about becoming a business partner. So now Sabrina, you and Eddie are realtors, aren't you?
Eddie's a realtor.
Okay, well, you're a realtor by association.
Association.
So
On your mama's side.
so could I role play with you this initial conversation?
Sure.
Okay.
Give her a little bit of a scenario. So
Context.
how do you know this gentleman? And that way she can get into, her character.
Okay, so I don't really know him.
Mhm.
my office manager knows him.
Okay, good.
And he has been in my office. I own and operate a home care business, and he has been inside my office speaking to my office manager on a more personal level. You know, they know each other from the community.
Right.
And I was introduced to him as you know, the broker who now is renting office space in the plaza right next door to me.
Okay,
I
got it.
do know that that he's a pastor, I believe.
Okay, a
He's a pastor
pastor,
as
and
yeah,
he's a
he's a
broker, and so he has agents.
yes, I'm
Okay,
sure that he has agents because I know one of the people that is an agent for him.
okay. All right, Sabrina.
Okay.
Ready
So
for
I'm just gonna call you Sabrina because his name is Eric, but you know, I just call you Sabrina.
Okay.
So hi Sabrina. Great afternoon.
Hi, Miss Laura. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Listen, I don't want to waste your time, and I know you're very busy, but I wanted to speak with you briefly about taking a look at something that I think could benefit you. Do you have a few minutes right now?
Um, just a few. I'm running out the door as you speak.
Absolutely, I totally understand. So Sabrina, as a broker, you have agents in your office, do you?
Yes.
Okay. How many agents are working with you at this particular time?
Roughly around 10.
Awesome, awesome. Well, listen, what I wanted to discuss with you is a similar model that you have at this time. You know, it's a brokerage. It's a home services brokerage. We have solar, water, and security. But what we've been doing is we've been partnering with realtors because as a realtor, you are associated with homeowners. And so I would love to show you how you could add a division to your current business that could give you six figures in the next 12 months. Do you have when can I get about 30 minutes of your time to sit down and share with you the details?
Can you just contact my secretary? I'm on my way out the door.
Absolutely. I can definitely contact your secretary about booking some time with you. But when do you think that you would have time to have about 30 minutes to sit down with me? I know you don't
She
have it
completely
now.
takes my calendar, so if you don't talk to her, I don't know what to tell you right now.
Okay. And so how will she know to book your time if you haven't told her to do so? She'll just
Because
book it
she's
for
my
you?
secretary. She books all of my time.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's wonderful that you have a secretary that takes care of you like that.
Yes.
So, so so Sabrina, would you be interested in finding out um how you would be able to make six figures next year outside of what you're
Yeah,
doing right
just give her all the information and she'll set up the appointment with you.
now? Okay, absolutely. I will talk to her in just a few minutes and book that time with you. So Sabrina, what in your current brokerage, uh, has it been affected by the recent changes that have gone
Okay.
on in real
o-
estate?
Okay, we're gonna stop there.
Okay.
Because you know how I like to do it at the time. Great
Yes.
job. Okay, everybody give her a round of applause. Our first role play. Great job, great job. Miss
I didn't mean to give you
Laura.
such a hard time.
Oh,
No,
yes,
but
you did.
but
But it's
that's
good.
Well
It's
done.
good. It makes you think, you know, it puts you in a position because, you know, I don't think that I don't think this person's going to give me as hard a time as you. So it makes me feel a lot better that,
she'll
that you gave
she'll
it to me.
she'll be well prepared, overqualified when she's ready to talk to. She's
He
Absolutely.
gonna
was
be. I'm
mean.
prepared for the objections, and he's like, "Okay, let's go." And she's like, "What? Wait, you're not like Sabrina." I was expecting some more. No, but she's gonna be well prepared. So we want you to be, I mean, not like uh not too bad, but like, normal people that you would get that push, right? So when it comes to cold market, so you want some type of reality to it and not just being nice. We can't be nice here because nice won't get you anywhere, right? And so we have to be the most that I've learned has been Mr. and Mrs. Bean's magic slap on the face. If you ever got a magic slap, yeah, you learn real quick, right? and
True
you
that,
don't
true
want
that, true
and you
that.
don't want those magic hands ever coming to your face again, right? No, no, no. So that's how you want to learn because you got to have big objections because that's how you're going to grow. And the more objections you get, or the bigger, the bigger, the better, actually, right? Because you're going to be so prepared. So I love the greeting. You got the greeting in there. You got in there. You told her, what you told her, what the reason for the call was. But my always thing is, I know you were saying that I think I want to show you an opportunity, but the first thing I would say is the reason for my call, right? So get into it and say that exact words. The reason why I say those exact words is when you're on the other line of the phone, picture yourself on the other line of this phone. The first thing when you pick up the phone is, why is this person calling me? So when you answer it, you're speaking in their head. Does that make sense? So when you say the reason for my call, you just gave yourself more time on that call because they're like, phew, okay, she's gonna tell me the reason. She ain't gonna play around with me. She's not gonna try this salesy technique or this slick slide in. She's gonna tell me straight off. I'm gonna give her 2 more minutes, right? Because you answered the objection in their head already, right? So the more you already agree and say these things, so the reason for my call is going to deter them from objections right away because you're getting to the point. So they're like, somebody that's going to get to the point. You win brownie points, right? So you want to say the reason for my call is that I have something that I think that you could benefit. I wouldn't say that, right? Because you want to be more specific, right? So the reason for my call is that I would like to collaborate or have a partnership with you since you're in the real estate industry, right?
Yes.
So you want to be straight to the point and you want to talk in languages like realtors love. Realtors love collaboration. They love referral. You can even say referral partners. Hey, you're in the real estate, industry. I would love to sit down and see how we can be referral partners. Simple, but they love it, right? It's
Okay.
not, don't overcomplicate it. Just say what it is. Like hit their button. And for realtors, who doesn't want a referral partner as a realtor? Any realtors on here? Y'all don't want people to give you partners? No, they all love referral partners. When you say referral partners, okay, what do you have in mind? What you got? Right? So you want to say something to the realtors like, let's collaborate. Let's be referral partners. They love that. So another thing is, how you were saying about this is the alkaline water. I would just say, hey, and so the reason why I'm giving her these critique, ladies and gentlemen, because Miss Laura is freaking awesome. She's amazing. She's one of our GCU, so she has everything down. And sometimes you just need a little bit of a tweak to get it to the right spot. And it's just these little words. It's just a word play that's a change for her. But she's got the whole, like you have the whole, what do you call it? The whole procedures down, process down. Perfect. But there's just little tiny words that can trigger a person's mind. And one is, I would say, home essentials brokerage.
Home
Instead of
essential brokerage.
listening to solar, the alkaline water, and then like I would keep it short and say, I have, uh, remember when you were telling him that he can add
Yes.
that division, right? And you were
Yes.
saying, and saying what it was. I would say you can add a home essentials division or brokerage to what you're currently doing. See how it cleans it up a
Yes.
little? And then he's gonna say, but see, you want to give it to them to where they're like curiosity, right? So they're like, what is a home essentials brokerage? That's what you want in their mind. Because the more questions they have, the more they want to listen to you, right? So
Yes.
sometimes we're just saying things, and it's not causing a curiosity. We want to cause a curiosity, right? It's like, I hate to say this, like when you're dating, right? You're not trying to give it all on the first date, right? You're not trying, like, people like a little bit of a mystery, right? They want a second date when they have more questions to ask. If they feel like they know you on the first date already, they're like, but that sense of mystery where they're like, I have more questions. I have more questions. That's what you want to do. You're dating your prospect, right? So you don't want to give them everything at once. You want to give them a little bit, fishing, right?
Just
Fishing.
give them sexy bedroom eyes.
I'm not like that, okay? We're trying to be business here because that could go the wrong way real fast. So, home essential brokerage is one because that's going to get them thinking like, what is that? Okay, I want to listen to know what that means. She's going to tell me. So you bought a little bit more time, right? And then you were going in the right direction with the 6 figures. How I would do it is, what if I can show you how to add an extra 6 figures a year, right? Part-time, just doing what you're already doing. Right? Can I
Okay.
get 5 minutes?
Where do I sign up?
Right? Do I have 5
Looks like
minutes?
you should. Could
Absolutely.
I get 5 minutes?
Can I get 5 minutes? So and then they say, yeah, I'll give you 5 minutes. All right. Well, do you want to do 5 minutes now or 5 minutes tomorrow or later this afternoon?
Okay.
Right. But you always want to do now, right? You want to do now, of course. If they're ready now, do you have 5 minutes now? Because what you can do is now you can actually hop on a Zoom. And if you don't want your prospect to run away, play the video. That's what I do. There's no, did you watch the video? No, you're going to watch the video right now with me here.
But now you told them 5 minutes and the video is 45 minutes.
Yes.
How do you
So
transition?
the video is, so what I do for the 5 minutes, I do the sizzle video. That's where I said that's my other video in my thing is my sizzle video. Right?
Okay. The
So the
business
sizzle video is only 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
So you got an extra 2 to say, how did you like that? So you can buy yourself 10 more minutes. I told
Okay.
you that's how I do it until one time the lady said, I only have 20 minutes. Next thing you know, we were on the phone for 2.5 hours. You
Wow.
got to keep on buying yourself time. And the way that you build time is to give a curiosity a little bit at a time until you get them, right, to where they make a decision. So the whole time is just to buy yourself time and to book appointments. That's it. You're in charge of booking appointments. You're not in charge of selling solar.
Right. This is so when would I start the fact finding?
The booking appointments that I'm talking about too for you, for the people who are doing the business, what's the booking appointments? 3 ways.
But
Your
they should have
point is
seen the
to
video.
share the video and book the 3-way. That's your
Book the
appointment.
3-way.
If you're
Okay, gotcha.
if you're selling solar alkaline, that's for the mentors. But if you're building a business, you're an appointment setter for the 3-way.
Gotcha.
Right? Because you got to learn to let somebody else do the closing and and the validating what you already said. Because a lot of people miss the point of the three-way. The three-way is not to sell the person. The three-way is to validate that, Laura, you're in fact, everything that you said is true. The three-way person, if I'm coming on the three-way, I'm here to validate you and what you said. Because what do the client want? They want to hear 2 voices, 3 voices, 4 voices that say the same thing. I had a person that told me, man, every time I get on something, everything is just saying the same thing. Yes, that is what it's for, the same thing, because repetition, right, is habit. What becomes a habit if you do it every day?
Right.
So they hear Laura saying this, and then I get on the phone and I'm like, hey, and I'm here to validate Laura. I say the same thing. Now they're like, okay, so, you know, I'm getting a little bit closer, right? Closer to making a decision. So that's what you want to do, is walk these people through decisions and not sell. Because when you do that, everybody has their own time to make a decision. But when you have so many people in the pipeline making decisions, you don't have the time to call them back. Right? And so you're not needy at all. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I couldn't get back to you last week. You know, now they're chasing you like, hey, Angel, come back. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sorry, it's busy, you know? So now you're being chased.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want to do. You want people to chase you. Right? And so that's how you do it. You gotta just keep a lot of people in the pipeline and just go through all, like you said, like that, and just have it to where you don't need them to get started, right? Because you got somebody else coming in. And then that makes it a loss too, because by the time I reach back to you, I got like 5 other people on my team. I told you to get on 5 days ago. Now there's like 5 people already got on, you know, and now they're like, oh my God, I'm so late. I'm so okay. Let's do it.
Thank
Sense
you
of
for that, Miss.
urgency, being left behind. Right, that's another one. Right, so all of this you're gonna learn as you go through that. But great, thanks for sharing that, Miss Laura. That was a great one.
Thank you for that great coaching. Now I can't wait to see what to do with networking.
All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I promise you, oops, I'm a little late. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna answer your questions, Sarah.
We're going to Disney World.
All right.
I'm excited and ready.
All right. So before I gotta take credit for my VA. Maybe you don't have a VA, get yourself one. Making my work a lot easier. But my VA Emmanuel put this together for me for you guys actually, right? So how to maximize results at the networking event. So on my training that Sarah had done, that had seen before, I did a little bit on social media and I did a little bit on finding networking events, right? So now you found your networking events. Now you're attending networking events. What next, right? How do you maximize it? Okay, so the first one, okay, so when you're going to a networking event, right? First thing you do is what? You have to greet a person, right? So when you're greeting a person, you always want to stick to the same script. So if you're going to a networking event right now and you don't have a script, you're in trouble. Sit down and write a script right now. I say the same script over and over again because a new person is not going to hear your script that you just spoke to a person 2 minutes ago, right? But I say the same thing because I don't have to think about it, because I've said it like 10, 20 times in one meeting where I don't have to. So think about if I had like 5 meetings, I talk to 20 people per meeting, that's 100 people a week. I think you're going to get really good at that script, right? by the end of the first week if you're really going out there and going to these networking events. Okay. And do it over and over until you memorize your script, and then you can personalize it afterwards. Right. So here is my script. Right. I'm giving you my meat and potatoes of what exactly how I go to these networking events and exactly the same words that I say. Hi, I'm Angel. Nice to meet you, John. Right. So let's go ahead and read this. I need a partner. Who's going to be my reading partner here? Who wants to be my
I can.
I can.
Okay. All right. What? Who's that? Oh, oh wait, this is Sarah. Come on, Sarah.
Oh, okay.
This Sarah thing. So we're gonna role play, right? On
Okay.
role play. All right, Sarah. So hey, Sarah, this Angel. Nice to meet you. What do you do?
Do you want me to read the script or pretend to be the person you're networking?
Pretend to be the person because I didn't say anything about what.
Oh, I'm a life coach.
Oh, great. Tell me more. What do you who do you talk to? Tell me more about being a life coach.
I talk to business owners, startup entrepreneurs, anyone really that feels like they don't have the coaching they need to get started with their business.
Wow, that's amazing. How long have you been doing that?
Thank you. I started about 7 years ago.
Wow, 7 years as a life coach. Wow.
Yeah.
You look like you're 15.
Thank you.
How have you been a life coach for 7 years? Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Well, and then what are you doing here at the networking event?
I'm looking for people who may want my services or would like to pass off leads and build a professional relationship together.
Okay, great. Same here. And then let them share, right? Gather more information. I'm asking her what she does. I'm getting more information about her. She's a life coach, right? For 7 years. And so those are the type of things that are going to help me in getting to know her and getting to know her personality. Well, Sarah, I'm a real estate investor and I have a nationwide solar brokerage. We do residential and commercial solar, and we've added alkaline water systems and home security as well. So let me ask you, Sarah, how can I help you? Who can I connect you with?
You can connect me with anyone really, anyone you feel needs life coaching that wants to get their life on the right track.
Sure, absolutely. Everybody needs that, right? But what is your target market? Like who is that? Who is that person that that is going to is going to use your services right away and needs your services right away? There's always a target market for everyone. So who would that be?
I would most likely say late 20s to early 50s entrepreneurial people.
Okay, entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs meaning more of like traditional business, or who do you think needs more life coaching as entrepreneurs? Like traditional business owners or more like the gig economy? Like I'm asking her these questions because I want to know specifically how I can help her, right? Like this is something that you have to genuinely want to do for people, like connect people. So so go ahead, answer.
So I would say any entrepreneur that's looking to start a traditional business or just go into sales or network marketing.
Okay, perfect. Well, I actually have a few people that I probably could connect you with. So, for me, I'm looking for homeowners who would like to offset their utility bills between 20 and 40% with zero down blackout protection. And I'm also looking for referral partners that would like to get paid 500 to 10K per install.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Can you tell me more about the 10,000K per install?
Sure, absolutely. Well, it's really busy here and it's not a place that we can have that one-on-one that I really want to sit down and dig with you about. So how about we book a one-on-one together?
Yeah, absolutely. When are you
You have
available?
your calendar open?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Does Wednesday or Thursday 3 p.m. work for you? Which one would be better?
Wednesday at 3 works fine for me.
Perfect. Okay, so let me go ahead and send you that, and I'm gonna send you the Zoom link, right? So that way we can have that booked out for 3 p.m. because I definitely want you to come here to do what you're wanting to do, which is network with more people, and then we can have our one-on-one and get to know each other better. See?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So this is how you get to as many people, not as many people, but the right amount of people, because you're not trying to do any one-on-ones at the networking events, period. Don't do it. Right? That's for your one-on-one, because the one-on-one, now you can devote that time to, number one, listening to what they do and how you can bring value to them. And then second, now you can have more time to actually give them a presentation. Right? Because if you do it at the networking event, what happens? They'll probably ghost you after that if they feel like they've got enough information but you can't give a person that much information at a networking event to even do justice, right? And then if you sit there with that one person for 15, 20 minutes, you lose out on the other 25, 30 people you could have been wanting your services as well. Right? So that's why you don't do that on the selling. You book one-on-ones. Again, objective booking appointments, right? So tips on maximizing event, and I just went over that. Always be on purpose. Be strategic on who you talk to. Like, talk to the people who know the people. You can gather the room. If you've been with anybody who has been, Sabrina, you've been with me or whoever's been with me on network events, I sit back. When I get to an event, I sit back and I watch the room. I watch who knows who knows everybody, and I target those people. Because if I get the host or I get the vendors, I get everybody else. Right? So you got to know who you're going to target. If you're at a BNI, who do you want to target? The president, the vice president, the people who have the list of everybody there. Because in case you don't get to everybody there, you get them, you get everybody there. Right? So that's who you want to target first. Is always the people who know everyone. Right? The coordinators, the people who they highlight, they have speakers up there, right? Realtors, brokers, but mostly you can gather in the room who knows everyone. Right? And then you target those people. Because if they know everyone, either if they join you, they'll bring everybody on board, or if they don't, they'll refer everybody to you. Either way, it's a win-win because they know everybody. You got to get the people with the most networks. That's why you're there, right? Do not spend more than 5 to 10 minutes per person. Recording.